What is going on, guys? Today I'll be doing my 2019 NBA draft predictions. This is my personal opinion on what I think is going to go down in the draft Thursday night. As I'm filming this, it is Tuesday night, 2 nights before the NBA draft, and I decided to do it a little later because just make sure no big trades happen. Luckily, I didn't do it a few days before because the Pelicans trade, they got the fourth pick, and they got Anthony Davis, blockbuster trade. So glad I didn't do it then, but here I am now with my 2019 NBA draft predictions video. And I'm gonna be going to summer league the first few days and watch most of these prospects play. So if you guys want me to do a summer league video, me there giving you guys my thoughts on the certain prospects, just let me know right down in the comments below after you're done watching this video. So now on to the draft prediction. With the first pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson. Folks have been trying out comparisons for Williamson for a while now. They say he's built like Charles Barkley. They say he dunks like Blake Griffin. And I can see those things, I guess. But here's the truth. Williamson is built more like the Incredible Hulk than Charles Barkley, and there really isn't a great basketball comparison for him. The 6'7", 285-pound forward averaged 22.6 points and 8.9 rebounds in 30 minutes per game as a freshman. He had a player efficiency rating of 42.55, which was nearly 5 points higher than anybody else in college basketball. He was the CBS Sports National Player of the Year. And though I'm unwilling to say there's never been a prospect this good, what I will say is that there's never been a prospect this unique. Simply put, nobody on the planet Williamson's size can do the things Williamson does. He moves like a small man, even though he's a massive man. He's an overwhelming physical specimen, a well-rounded and skilled basketball player. He's a franchise-changing superstar, and a lock to go number one in this year's draft. With the second pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant. Morant was an unheralded prospect coming out of high school. That's how he ended up at Murray State. But the 6'3" point guard, in a span of just 2 years, developed into an undeniable lottery pick and possible franchise changer. He's built like De'Aaron Fox. He's violent like Russell Westbrook. He averaged 24.5 points, 10 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game as a sophomore, and got a triple-double against Marquette in the NCAA tournament. Are there questions? Sure, there are questions. Morant has a small frame, so he can finish through contact, and though he's an awesome passer thanks to incredible court vision and a big imagination, he's also a risky passer, evidence being that Morant committed 5.2 turnovers per game this season. These are obvious concerns, but make no mistake, the Grizzlies should be and will be thrilled to secure Morant and move Mike Conley, who has made it clear in the nicest way possible that he'd prefer not to spend his final good years in the NBA going through a rebuild. So this is actually pretty easy. Draft Morant, pair him with Jaren Jackson Jr., move Conley for young players and or picks, and everybody gets what they want. Third pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the New York Knicks select R.J. Barrett. Basically everybody this time last year had Barrett projected as the number one pick in the 2019 NBA draft, but he lost that label shortly after the start of the season, mostly because Williamson, his teammate at Duke, emerged as a monster. Still, Barrett was super productive in his one season with the Blue Devils. The 6'7" wing averaged 22.6 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists in 35.3 minutes per game, and scored more points, 860, than any freshman in ACC history. He's built like DeMar DeRozan and starting to draw comparisons to James Harden in the sense that he's a big wing who can initiate offense or drive and finish around the rim with incredible grace. He's great in transition and doesn't shy away from big moments. He looks like he'll be a go-to scorer in the NBA for many years to come, and thus should not fall out of the top 3 of the draft under any circumstances outside of medical concerns. With the fourth pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select DeAndre Hunter. It's possible, if not probable, that New Orleans will try to package this pick with another young asset they got in the Anthony Davis trade to secure a veteran who can help now, perhaps somebody like Bradley Beal. So keep an eye on that. But if the Pelicans do pick, they should simply take the best player available, and in my opinion, that's Hunter. He's a 6'7" wing who A, measures similarly to OG Anunoby, B, can guard multiple positions, and C, he shot 43.8% from three-point range this season while leading Virginia to the national championship. It's hard, bordering on impossible, to come up with reasons why he won't be good, if not great, at the next level. In fact, I've heard former NBA players who are now television analysts describe him as the Kawhi Leonard of this draft. I can't promise that exactly, because it's such a high bar to set. But if their point is that Hunter projects as a tremendous two-way player, yeah, that's a fair assessment and why he shouldn't slip out of the top With 5. The fifth pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Jarrett Culver. Culver was a sub-300 prospect in the class of 2017, totally unheralded, completely off the radar, which is why his story is so remarkable. In a span of just 2 years, the 6'7" guard went from an anonymous recruit to the Big 12 Player of the Year to a projected top 5 pick in the 2019 NBA Draft. He averaged 18.5 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 32.5 minutes per contest this season, while helping Texas Tech advance to the championship game of the NCAA tournament. I've seen him compared to Steve Smith and Rip Hamilton, but the best comparison I've heard is that Culver should become what Evan Turner was supposed to be. Either way, there are no known red flags. Culver has a great reputation, high basketball IQ, and incredible work ethic. Combine all that with his natural gifts, and it's reasonable to assume he'll have a nice and long NBA career. With the sixth pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Darius Garland. Last year's #1 overall pick DeAndre Hunter is on record saying Phoenix needs a point guard, so selecting Garland here would make a lot of sense, even if he's coming off a season-ending knee surgery, which is less than ideal. Before getting hurt, Garland appeared in 5 games for Vanderbilt. He averaged 16.2 points while shooting 53.7% from the field and 47% from three-point range. He's great with the ball. He's a tremendous shooter. If he develops into an all-star, it won't surprise me at all. With the 7th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Kobe White. White entered North Carolina with the reputation of a combo guard at best, which is why he wasn't considered a one-and-done prospect. Regardless, Roy Williams put the ball in his hands, and White quickly showed the ability to be a reliable primary ball handler. So now he's a 6'5" point guard, otherwise known as a point guard with size, and that's why he'll be a lottery pick in this draft. There's a lot to like here. White is a straight bucket getter, the leading scorer in the history of North Carolina high school basketball. He averaged 16.1 points in 28.5 minutes per game this past season while helping UNC earn a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. He shot 35.3% from the three-point line. He made 80% of his free throws. He's just a blur with the ball, and there really is no obvious reason White can't be for some NBA franchise what Jamal Murray is for the Denver Nuggets. Bottom line, White is a lead guard who pushes pace and scores, and lead guards who push pace and score are very valuable in today's NBA. Pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Cam Reddish. Reddish entered Duke as a projected top 3 pick in the 2019 NBA Draft. He's not that anymore, though, largely because the 6'8" wing only shot 35.6% from the field and 33.3% from three-point range as a freshman. So yeah, he looks like a good shooter. But why do his shots rarely go in? Some have compared Reddish to Rudy Gay. He's built similarly to Jason Tatum, but truth is, he's not that type of athlete. Beyond that, there are major questions about Reddish's motor, and he was wildly inconsistent, sometimes invisible at Duke. Was that simply the byproduct of being in the shadows of Williamson and Barrett, or is it a troubling sign? That's what NBA franchises have to figure out, preferably before spending a lottery pick on. The 9th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Sekou Doumbouya. Doumbouya should be the first non-college player selected in this draft. He's a 6'9" forward who was born in Guinea but raised in France, and he didn't turn 18 until last December, which makes him the youngest projected first-round pick available. He's a good athlete who can run the floor, play above the rim, and guard multiple positions. And though Doumbouya's high-arching jumper has never gone in consistently enough for anybody to call him a reliable shooter yet, there's no obvious reason he can't develop into one, as he's shown in flashes this season while playing professionally in France. With the 10th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Jackson Hayes. Hayes developed late and was labeled as just the 3rd best prospect in Texas' 4-player recruiting class coming out of high school. But the 6'11" forward showed tremendous ability early in the season and established himself as a lottery talent with incredible upside. Hayes shot 72.8% from the field, mostly because he dunked everything close to the rim. His block percentage of 10.6 rated 19th nationally, And it should be known that Hayes is the son of a former professional athlete, which sometimes means nothing but is definitely something more and more NBA franchises have come to value, thanks to players like Stephen Curry and Jaren Jackson Jr. With the 11th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select P.J. Washington. Not all freshmen who return to school for their sophomore seasons to improve their stock actually improve their stock, but Washington definitely helped himself this season, mostly because he went from a 23.8 three-point shooter on limited opportunities as a freshman to somebody who made 42.3% of the 78 three-pointers he attempted as a sophomore, while taking Kentucky to the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. The 6'8 forward led UK in both points in 15.2 and rebounds 7.5. He projects as a stretch-the-floor forward who can also work around the rim. 12th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Hornets select Nasir Little. Little entered college as the reigning MVP of the McDonald's All-American Game and Jordan Brand Classic. He looked like a future top 5 pick, tremendous upside, but the 6'6 wing just wasn't that great in his one season at North Carolina. He got stuck playing behind upperclassmen and only averaged 9.8 points in just 18.2 minutes per game. So his stock has taken a hit. Can Little still be a great pro? Perhaps. He's too young and athletic to give up on now, but either way, he likely won't be picked anywhere close in this draft to where he expected to be picked when he enrolled at UNC. Though by having him in the lottery, it's clear I still think he's going to be something. With the 13th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Tyler Herro. Herro did a nice job this season proving he's way more than just a shooter, which is what many labeled him coming out of high school, perhaps because of little more than stereotypes. At Kentucky, the 6'6 guard averaged 14 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in 32.6 minutes per game, while shooting 46.2% from the field, 35.5% from three-point range, and 93.5% from the free throw line. So he's a guard with size who can put the ball on the floor and consistently knock down shots. And that's what makes Herro a real candidate to be selected either late in the lottery or maybe just outside. And with the 14th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Hutch Amira. The power forward position in the NBA isn't what it used to be. The days of bruising back to the basket scorers are over. Stretch forwards who can guard in space and consistently make three-pointers are more preferable now. All of which is good news for Hutch Amira, a 6'8 forward from Gonzaga who averaged 19.7 points and 6.5 rebounds per game this season, while shooting 41.7% from beyond the arc. Hutch Amira can punish smaller opponents around the rim and exploit bigger opponents on the perimeter, similar to the way Thaddeus Young has been doing it in the NBA for more than a decade. Put another way, Hutch Amira is a matchup problem, and as long as he continues to improve like he did each year in the West Coast Conference, he should have a productive professional career.